Here's why your Social Security benefit will be cut. I'm stunned to have to report this because I've been the pro Social Security guy, and I guess I was just wrong. Man, it sucks to be wrong, dude. Oh man. So check this out. This is from the U.S. Department of Treasury. The final monthly Treasury statement, receipts and outlays for the United States government for fiscal year 2024. All right. And the fiscal year ends in September 30th. So this is for the whole year from October 2023 to September 2024. All right. And this is straight from the government. This is not from me pulling out my butt. This is straight from the government, the Bureau of Fiscal Service. And we're going to scroll down here. Who's that guy? I don't know. Is that TJ? Is that Thomas Jefferson right there? All right, let's go down here real quick. And we're going to show you, this is the month, for the month of right here, September 2024. All right, so we got in the December 2024, we had total receipts of $528 billion. That's just for the month. And we had total outlays of $463. We're running a surplus, Josh. It's great. More money coming in than going out for the month of September. All right. In that month of September, our total outlay was for Social Security, $124 billion. So if our total income tax, this is just individual income tax, not Social Security and retirement, corporate income tax. This is individual income tax. This is Social FICA tax. Of our total income tax coming in, we only spent half going out for Social Security. Not too shabby. So we had a surplus of $64 billion. Hey, that's great news. Oh, let's go for the whole year though. 4.9 coming in, 6.7 going out, and a deficit of 1.833 billion, my friends. 1.833 billion. All right. So we had right here, and this is what people start talking about. Here's our FICA taxes. 1.7 billion coming in, 1.4 billion going out, and it's only going to get worse. And you can see the deficits right there. So at some point, this is for we pay taxes on our Social Security benefits, and for you to work, this is your employment tax. That number is going to start getting smaller and smaller and smaller until we have a deficit on how much is going out versus how much is coming in. And then it's going to have to be cut. Social Security. Why? Because you can't run budgets with a deficit, right? I mean, you can't keep doing that, can you? Oh, wait, you can? I mean, look, we got a deficit of $1.833 billion. That's a deficit. That's just adding to the previous year's debt. And somehow we're able to spend $912 billion, $882. This is just interest. This is Medicare. That's national defense. So wait a second. So national defense is $900 billion. I've never heard anyone say we're going to have to cut back national defense. Income security, $671 billion. Veterans benefits, $320. I mean, we'll just pick on national defense. I've never heard, that's almost $1 trillion. So you can see our interest is over their national defense. I've never heard one person ever say we got to cut back on national defense because the deficit is so high. Remember, the deficit is just adding to the debt. Not one time we ever heard that. But for some reason, when it comes to Social Security, we got more money coming in that's going out the door right now for Social Security. That might not be the case in 2035, 2033, 2038. We don't know. But right now we do. But yet for national defense, for instance, we have almost $2 billion going out. Our total deficit, this is just a deficit relative to our total outlays. Look at that. So 1.8 versus, we'll just say 7. I mean, that's, we'll factor it out. 1.8 divided by 7. 1.8 divided by 7. That's a 25% deficit relative to our outflows. Yet, how many people say we got to cut back national defense? How many people say we got to cut back on net interest? How many people say we got to cut back on Medicare or health, just health benefits? How many people say we got to cut back on income security, education, transportation? Nobody's saying that. Here you're only making $32 billion in estate and gift taxes. Corporate income tax, $530 billion. So individual income tax, and this, I'll get into another video on this, but people always they just make this mistake. They say the millionaires are paying the bulk of our income taxes. Yeah, but not for this right here. This is FICA. Anyway, so let's just look at it real quick. Every single month, other than April and September, we've had deficits. Right? Last year in 2023, we had every single month other than April and August, we had deficits. We had this is 2023 right here, 1.7 in deficits, 1.8 trillion in deficits. And yet no one's saying we got to cut back on defense. And we can look just real quick. Let's go down here and show you what the budget's spent on. Year 2024, budget outlays, Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, 1.7 trillion. Here's the Department of Defense, 817 billion. Here's the debt on Treasury bonds, 1.1 trillion. Here's right here, small Social Security, 1.5 trillion. We don't have the money for any of that stuff. We don't, because we're running perpetual deficits, significant deficits. But no one's saying we got to cut back on the Department of Agriculture, Department of Commerce. The outlays to the total legislative branch, $6.5 billion. No one's saying we got to cut back that. Judicial branch, $8.99 billion. No one's saying we got to cut back that. Just basically this is Federal Crop Insurance Corporation Fund, $16 billion. No one's saying we got to cut back that. Food and Nutrition Services, $134 billion. Okay. No one's saying we got to cut back that. Total Department of Agriculture, $228 billion. You hear where I'm going with this here, right? Let's keep going here. This all Department of the Navy, Department of the Army, blah, blah, blah. Let's keep going here. Department of Education, which we should just eliminate outright, but they never will, though. Let's see. What the hell is it? What's the total thing here? I'm not sure what it is. There's Federal Student Loan Reserve Fund, $143 billion. No one's saying we got to cut back that. Department of Energy. I don't know why it's negative some of these places. Right here, $34 billion. Cut back that. Here's payments to healthcare trust funds, $480 billion. Center for CMS, $615 billion. More benefit payments to Federal Supplementary Medical Insurance Trust Fund, $492 billion. Total Centers for Medicaid and Medicaid Services, $2 trillion, amigos. Here's, we already talked about Department HHS. Department of Homeland Security, $89 billion. I mean, you can see where I'm going with this. I'm not going to bore you to death here. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, $55 billion. All right. Department of the Interior, $15 billion. Department of Justice, DOJ, $44 billion so they can prosecute Trump. Let's see, PBGC right there, $40 billion. Total Department of Labor, $87 billion. Department of State, $32 billion. And let me just go back again. I just want to point this out. So not one person saying any of these guys can be cut back. Not one person saying we're going to have to take a 20% cut back on the Department of the Labor. And yet they're always saying on Social Security. It's just as scary. Now, look, dude, can this last forever? You don't know. No one knows. Everyone says, oh, we're never going to pay off the debt. It's never going to happen. The question is, will deficits keep running higher and higher and higher? I don't know, dude. I don't know. As long as we have a productive economy, we're still number one, dude. There's no other way around this. Can I say we'll be fine? I don't know. But the idea that inherently Social Security must be cut because, and people are going to say, well, it can't come out of general revenue. Why not? Why can't it come out of general revenue? Why? Why not? Come on, dude. People like, there's a rule that says, okay, the rules, huh? Okay, yeah. And they prosecuting the previous Trump president of the United States under the rules. Okay. The rules say it can't come out of general revenue. Okay. The rules say we can not have people come to the border who have a million different convictions. But guess what? The rules don't apply, apparently. So put down your peace pipe and smoke it. The idea they're going to cut Social Security by 20% for 75 million recipients is just so absurd when they got the Department of Interior, Department of Justice, Department of Labor, Department of all blah, 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 blah. Come on. Let's be realistic. Right, love your thoughts. God bless. We'll see you. And don't forget to like or dislike. It's cool. I can take it. I'm a big boy. All right. Fondle the like button.